give her a shout out, and then also I'd like to give a shout out to APS Muscle Cars. APS Muscle Cars has done an expansion, so this is for high end. You see that? So yeah, so we've got some new things going on in Signal Hill with APS Muscle Cars, and I'd like to give a shout out to, right? So that's www.apsmusclecars.com. So some pretty good stuff going on there. So we're back, guys. So yesterday was Valentine's Day. Did you guys enjoy yourselves?
Yeah.
Tanya, what?
What?
Okay, guys. So we talked a lot about Black History Month and all that stuff, right? But Shelly, I don't know if we make it our time for our celebrity jazz, but
We can keep it for next time if we don't have time. You know, we always do.
right. But I just had a story that I wanted to share with you guys, and this is one of our. We've been doing this now for about 3-4 years, as you know, Chris, for a while. But what we've always talked about is sometimes Valentine's Day is not all the pretty red roses or whatever color roses you get, pink, yellow, white, all those jazzy things. Sometimes things get a little intense. So we say, like, you know how we always talk our stories sometimes, Shelley's, when Valentine's Days can go on. So this is a recent story that came to us. So here we go. A couple had been together just over 7 years. Both individuals in the relationship are married to other people. This is a side piece relationship, if you will. So just to kind of
What you call it again? The relationship expert?
Administrative assistant.
These are based on the new terminology.
Relationship
This would
assistant.
be relationship assistant relationship. But I thought that was a little convoluted. So these are this is a side piece relationship. So he's married, she's married, and they're together.
Okay.
Okay? So the relationship is they're both married to other people, so this is a side piece relationship story.
That's the best
So for
one. Because you know,
Dante, you go with the notes. I can't even keep notes because I don't even know.
Remember, this went wrong.
This went right.
So,
Chris.
you gotta
well,
watch
the reason
it.
why I say that
It
because
went wrong.
somebody gonna tell. You know what I mean? If you got one at home and then they got one at home, then they won't feel like they gotta go and tell the other person.
We ain't even one
Right.
sentence into the mother stinking story, and I got Shelley rationalizing why this side piece relationship
That's the best
assistant
one.
story
Go ahead.
is
All right. I'm just saying that's the best setup right there. Okay, go ahead.
I just when you see Shelley's mute, just mute her mic. She's number 5. When she go like, just shut it off. Just shut it off right now.
Got the story. Okay. So for protection, their names moving forward will be Dick and Jane, for all intents and purposes.
Okay.
Dick and Jane met on a popular social media site, and they began commenting randomly on one another's posts and so forth. Then Dick shook into Jane's inbox, right? So he snuck up in there, and they began to communicate on a deeper level. After their first verbal talk, they revealed to one another that they were both married. Dick had been married 12 years, and Jane and her husband had been together for 7 years. Both were not happy in their marriages, and both were seeking excitement in one way or another. Obviously, in one another. Look at Shelley.
There it is.
Dick and Jane's first sexual encounter was explosive. They made love about once a month after connecting. But they made love about a month after they started connecting. Their bodies were magnetic together. I mean, this was like on fire. They could not get enough of one another. Every
Dante's
chance.
He's like, yeah. You know, you got a little nasty look on your face right now. You're like an old nasty man. He's like, say it, Jack. He's like
this.
He's like, tell me some more, Jack.
Go on, honey.
Lord Jesus, keep us. Go ahead.
I'm just being you guys. Okay. Anyway, so they couldn't get enough of each other, Dante. They were at each other's bodies at all times. But after the sex became more and more intense, Dick became obsessed with Jane.
See what
How
I'm
many
saying?
months in?
This was about 3 months into the relationship. 3 months into the relationship, Dick began to become totally obsessed with her. I mean, to a point where he then began to cross the boundaries into her marriage,
See what I'm
right?
saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Like what, Jay?
See what I'm
What did you do?
He got to the point where he started stalking her.
Mm.
Cause see, this, yeah.
Mary Jane.
See, that's
I cannot. Johnny, he did. No, seriously, he started stalking
Focus on me, Jay,
Okay.
because we
Okay,
have
okay,
disconnected.
okay. Let's show.
These
Okay.
two parties have
Okay.
disconnected.
Okay,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Get back to
Because
the-
Shelly is itching to say something right now.
No, I'm not.
No, but no, it's really,
Okay.
he came obsessed with her. He started following her. He started going up to her job. He wanted more and more and more of her because the original rules of engagement was just what you said, Shelly. I know we laughed at the beginning of it was, you've got your wife,
It's the best setup, yeah.
you got yours.
Mm-hmm.
When we meet, we do the damn thing.
But
And
somebody
then-
always get crazy. Somebody always get crazy and then they wanna cross that line. You got to say it in the beginning.
They said it though, Jay.
They had the rules of
Shelly.
engagement, Shelly, but he started tripping. And then when she had to start putting up the like boundaries, like, oh, hold on,
The
Mary.
straight one.
Yeah, because he started like calling at the crazy times of the night, and he started asking questions like, "Are you intimate with your husband?" You know what I mean? That was
Trying
the
to get her
flip flop. He
caught.
want to know how often is you
Trying to get her
banging him.
caught.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want to know what. Why do you need to know what she doing her do? You know what I mean? She ain't worried about Dick and Sally. You know what I'm saying? So don't be
Right,
worrying
right,
about what Jane.
Right.
And
Somebody
Tommy
always
got
get
going,
crazy,
girl, but
so,
that's what
yeah.
ended up happening to a point where he even started to have his wife dress like Jane. This is how obsessed.
You know what?
Shelly.
No, I'd have to
Shelly.
sit you down for that.
Dante.
What?
What? So this is how involved this guy got. So he's like, well, if I can't have her as much as I want her, maybe if I have my wife emulate her.
Mhm.
So any hairstyle, when Jane got a new hairstyle, he would have his wife get a new hairstyle. If Jane wore something different, whatever, because you know, mind you, they're social media buddies, so they're seeing
She
each
didn't
other
cut him.
families.
She didn't cut him after he started acting all nutty.
She didn't cut him yet, because when she tried to
Yeah.
cut him, things got right.
Right.
Anyway, this is when it started. Chris already knows where this story is going. So anyway, when it got to a point where
Somebody always get.
it wasn't enough, him trying to mimic and clone or whatever, replicate
Her.
his wife to Jane, it just wasn't
That
working.
wasn't her.
So then he intensified his attempts to see Jane, and to a point where he then started coming to her house. Rules of engagement were all off. He wanted it. He
See,
wanted her.
somebody always gotta get crazy.
He
But
went to her
how did
door.
he know where Jane lived?
He had been following her. Jane was not on her game. She didn't know where this. Y'all know y'all got
And-
ID
and-
discovery
and-
videos.
and-
Y'all act like y'all don't know
and-
this kind of shit.
right.
Y'all.
And not that, who?
Of course.
Me? And it's not like the woman of the chatter is condoning this. We're just talking about Jane and Dick's story.
Yeah, we're gonna put that back in the storyline. That those remember they're being protected. But at the end of the day, straight real, he goes to her crib, y'all. Now he's at the crib, but he goes straight to the door, and he knocks on the door, and he asks to see her husband. And he took, and he told her, "I am in love with your wife,
What?
and I am taking her with me." A gun? He did not have a gun. This is where he fucked up,
Yeah.
in my opinion. He did not have a gun. He was just matter of fact about it. And so,
I have a question. I have a question.
yes, my love.
He did not know that Jane didn't feel the same way about him.
He didn't care, Tanya. He had lost it.
So he was gonna take a woman who didn't want him.
She was still banging him.
It was
She
a
wasn't trying to
strange-
bang him
She
the way
was
he
still
wanted.
banging him once he started acting crazy.
When he started,
Fatal attraction. That's-
Exactly.
it's just
But
because
was-
you're trying to get away.
like
The-
fatal
Right.
attraction.
No, but
You remember?
but she still was being intimate with him once he started acting nutty.
After he started acting nutty.
She
When he-
still was intimate with him.
She had been intimate with him still, yes. Tom.
That's where she made a mistake.
And then, that's how he was able to try to make his wife a replica of her, because they're still, you know what I mean, dealing with each other, seeing one another. They're still, in her opinion, she's still under rules of engagement, because she still wanted it. You just see what I'm saying? She
Right.
liked that outlet.
She liked the side piece.
Hoping that he would kind of back in line, because with this whole shenanigan piece of him trying to turn his wife into her, in Jane's mind, it's, oh, okay, well, you're getting
That's
what
a
you need.
nightmare.
But you're getting what you need. If that's what you need to do is turn her on, great, long as me and you still got what we got going.
Right.
Which is exactly why you're saying, Tanya, perhaps had she cut it off, start putting up blockers and blocking people and moving things out, pruning, if you will, he probably would not have shown a better doorstep to let her husband know that I am in love with your wife and I'm going to take her. with
Because
me.
it's almost like, even like, I think Shelley just mentioned fatal attraction. It's like, in those situations, but if you're in them, whatever. But when Michael Douglas is still going over there with Glenn Close as she's acting, it's like you're condoning the behavior. They don't know that their behavior
But
is
even
wrong.
after he broke off the behavior,
She was
you
too
don't
far gone
know
by then,
at
Shelley.
what point that person is crazy.
Oh,
They could be
snap,
crazy after the third time we're together. It could be crazy after the first time. I've seen people do crazy shit after the first time. You're like, what?
Right,
But
right.
it happens.
Tell us about it, Shelley.
Chopping down trees in your yard and shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Yes, crazy
After the
stuff.
first experience?
It just depends, I guess, hey.
People get crazy in the beginning.
That's
Yeah,
true.
did you figure they wasn't even,
So-
how many weeks they've been together?
But didn't you say
Couple
7
of
years?
months? No, the marriages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to
months,
their
right?
relationships.
But they
He
had
been
sex
married
a
12
month-
years, she's been
A
married
month
7
after
years.
they knew each other.
But it was pretty explosive. But at the end of the day, her husband was like, you nah, player, you're not taking my wife. And he told her, look, Jane, let him know he's mistaken and that
These
you're not
people
going
are not
anywhere.
black, right? These
Hey,
people
hey,
are not.
hey.
Because I don't know any man that was
Going
gonna let you say that to them and you
anywhere.
still standing there. You know.
And he said, no, I'm taking your
There's
wife.
some
And then
black
her
men that are
husband
not
came and shot.
strong.
He did shoot him. But this is how the conversation went. The
That's what I'm saying.
conversation was,
Something's
you're
gonna
not,
jump off.
tell him, Jane, tell him you're not going anywhere.
I was gonna say, well, it's a mixed relationship.
And Jane
or
is
something.
like, I'm not, like, I'm here with my husband, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, plead the.
She denied it?
She don't know what the hell
She
she
denied it.
She absolutely denied it.
Okay,
She absolutely,
that's it right there. She denied it.
unequivocally she denied it, and then after that, he shot her. And he shot the husband. The husband shot
The
Dick.
guy?
Yeah, because Dick wouldn't leave. So he killed him.
Didn't want
He did. Yeah, but then now I'm looking at the situation, Dante, what?
to leave. Now you're looking at the situation.
I mean, now the husband's all fucked now because of the situation. Now he's gonna call a case.
You know,
Yep.
was on his property, came to his house, asked for my wife, I'm going to jail for that.
I would have asked him to step
But where's the
inside door and say
self-defense
that.
in
I-
that? Dante?
That's what I'm saying. Tell
There's
me-
no self-defense.
I would say,
Dante.
step into the house and
No.
tell me that. Yeah, step over this threshold, and then we can.
Valentine's Day, guys.
Work
This is
it
a
out.
Valentine's
Oh
Day
my
love. This
God.
guy, he could not get enough of Jane. So, what? Tanya, somebody, yikes, radio, something, nobody.
It's just a tragedy.
So what do you think about affairs? What do you think about Valentine's Day? When we hear these types of stories, we always try to bring in the ones that saying Valentine's Day love. Is it always love? Yes.
Obsession, I guess.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
What are you thinking, Chris?
Mm.
What?
I think that
Somebody
it's-
died, so I don't know. I can't really know.
They dig
No.
in too hard on it.
Yeah.
But it's tough.
It happens though. People end
Yeah.
up getting hurt behind stuff like that,
Like
like
that.
physically hurt or
Yeah.
killed
Right.
behind some stuff
And
like that.
sometimes you what, Dante?
So now it's all on the wife, she gotta deal with her
Right.
husband, figuring out,
And now she don't have no love when people go to jail.
Right.
You get no meaning now.
if
She
you
ain't
find
got
out
her
that it's
husband.
true and it was happening, if you find out she was
He
lying,
won't find out.
and then she gotta put up with that the dude got killed over her.
I mean, I'm sure
That's
she's
why-
dealing with
that's
her
the thing
own
I'm thinking,
guilt.
Dante.
She's trying
But
because there was
The
a
guilt.
the guilt.
That
It
would
was
get
probably a part of her that liked him because she was being intimate with him, and now he's dead. That she didn't hope for this story to end this way. But I think that at some point she didn't have that. She didn't. I don't know,
Mhm.
but she didn't have that conversation, or she she didn't try to draw a line or she didn't try to say something because he went too far. And it's like, at some point, are you dealing with a psychopath? Because if you've told him,
Yeah.
you know, these are the rules of engagement, this is what we're doing, and they still are not listening and moving forward. And sometimes it's like you dealing with somebody that's deck is
No.
Stable.
that's
Can't be the whole
unstable. So,
story.
But see,
But do the emotions override?
yes.
yes.
Do
And I
the
think
emotions override the rules of engagement, Shelley? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm saying that that's what ends up happening most of the time. Most of the time in those type of situations, I don't know nothing about them, but I'm just saying, most of the time in those situations, somebody's emotions
Get
gets
out of
away
control.
with it, and then somebody slips up.
But you know,
Somebody.
but you
slips
know
up.
why I think it is? Because I had a friend that was in this situation. And you know what? You know what I think it is, y'all? I don't even look at them over there, Dante, okay? Because just is all bad. Okay. Compose yourself, Tanya.
Somebody's.
Okay. Because when
Men
y'all,
are natural, they are hunters.
yes,
So when you tell a man
no.
that he can't have something that he really wants, he gonna slip up. He gonna do something crazy.
He need God in his life.
But
If he had started out being a kingdom man, he wouldn't have went that far.
he wouldn't even went that far and took it to the.
Well, let's
to the-
pray for him. Yeah,
Well, he
pray.
gone already, so
What?
he's gone.
You guys are ridiculous. I don't even understand.
You know,
When Lori goes away,
almost,
I don't know.
almost every show I'm amazed.
You learn more and more about your
Hopefully,
counterparts.
before the storm, he saw that coming.
You think it,
Yeah,
There's always a warning before the storm.
Who saw that coming?
But you know what? I think I think what Shelley said was so true. But we just cannot say it during these extramarital affairs. Emotions mess you up every time.
Emotions.
Every single time. Unless you have someone who's intelligent or you can say, you know what, I don't like your behavior or you're doing this is making me uncomfortable or whatever you do. But somewhere, I think where we mess up in relationships, and I was talking to my kids about this the other day, is you don't establish friendships. And when you establish friendship, you learn to respect each other's character.
Correct.
And when you expect each other's character, you're not going to cross that line. That person can come to you and say, you know what, you make me uncomfortable when you do this, or I don't like when this is happening. And you respect that because you respect them as friends. When that friendship is not a basis, you know, it was this article or a long time ago that was saying people really should date via the phone for 6 months to a year before they see each other.
Date
Before
on
they
the
see each
phone.
other. Date on the phone. Because what happens is you get so caught up, and we talked about that a little bit last time, with the physical of the person that you don't pay attention to the intellect of the person. And on the phone, you get to know the intellect of a person, which is more long lasting than the physical.
Right.
And then you become attracted to them, even though there's physical stuff that you may have wanted differently, but you get attracted. I'm not asking a 20-something-year-old that all that. I'm not talking to 20-something-year-old that physical is everything.
Yeah.
Physical is everything in your 20s. Okay, 99% of it.
I'd have to say establishing the friendship has always been great.
Yeah.
That needs to be the base of it.
And then you could say, hey, when you friend, be like, you know what, you're tripping. You know, I don't know why you act. You know, you could have To me, when you're friends, you can have conversations that are easier
Laugh
and
at
it
each
doesn't
other.
become personal.
Yeah.
When you're not friends and you're still knowing that person, they say stuff you don't know how to take it because you don't know who the person is at their
Right.
core. And so I think that in this situation, it's already hard because you're sharing territories.
Okay.
And then you get together and then one person gets a little bit deeper, but they didn't know each other enough to keep the boundaries.
Right.
They don't even know each other. You don't know anybody. That's, what is that? That's the imposter in 30 days. That's what
Right.
they say. That's,
Right.
that's the representative in 30 days. We always say that. So you making an agreement with a representative.
That's
Yeah.
true. There's no, he hasn't put the real cards on the table.
Yeah, you don't even know who he is. And so she engaged.
She don't want to know.
Yeah.
She don't want to know who he is.
Yeah. But I'm
Because you got
saying,
this whole other.
Right.
She has her.
She
She has her
don't-
life.
right, but you still gotta know who you dealing with. You gotta know what the you gotta You gotta see if, you gotta know if this person is gonna potentially have the capability of messing up your household.
In most cases, they will. In most cases, they will.
But she didn't see that because
She was blinded by the D.
Oh, the power of the D. Remember that show?
It wasn't
Flossie,
just
remember that
that, it's because she wasn't even secure in her own self.
show?
When you trust God and you get your relationship with God, before you even, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I could say now that if I'd have known that back then, I love my children. I might not have children. My path would have been a whole lot different because I would have had another thought, you know, and about my life or what was going on or where God wanted me to go. You know, I'm not saying that this path, He can always put you on the right path no matter what you have.
Right.
Someone already, you know.
Mhm.
But it, now today, you know, I think that young adults starting with children, you know, they have to, I don't know if they, the power of God, you know, I believe in God. I know Jesus went across the light that's in me, the power that I have, you know, I try to teach my grandbabies that because they're young and, you know,
So you said she didn't have no Jesus in her, that's what you're saying?
it wasn't no belief. I ain't say she don't know Jesus, but you can have Jesus and still be trying to do your own thing.
Right.
It ain't gonna work because He gonna stand back and let you do what you want to do.
I just honestly feel that never works. It will never ever be a perfect situation. It never works. I was joking in the beginning.
Shelley, if you don't mind.
It's
They work
like I
with
said,
my confidence.
somebody's emotions
I'm gonna overwhelm.
are gonna overwhelm them.
Mhm.
Something is gonna happen. You cannot live that perfect situation, that situation for too long. If you do it, you gotta do it for a little while. Get out.
Ah, you hear this, Dante? You
She
gotta
said, "Make
smash
it
it, then
move."
you gotta get in, bang them down, and get on out.
I mean, I have seen this happen over and over again. I've seen it happen with someone who is no longer, I mean, she's no longer messing with that man, but years later, her husband finds out. It's like now,
Wow.
yes.
Even further
And
down the
he's
track.
like, okay, I know this type of dude because I work with him. He used to come to work and say how he get down. This is who you've been with? Yes.
So he already know how he done laid it
He-
down.
Wow.
And then lay down his wife.
The soul pole.
And he,
Dante.
so,
The wife was
so what
messing
I'm
with the
saying
coworker?
is,
Oh my God.
yeah. So what I'm saying is, it never turns out to be a perfect. It just don't.
It just doesn't.
Because
Is
the
it-
devil
is-
came to kill, steal, and destroy and tear up
It just
families.
don't.
So if he can get in, no matter how he can, he gonna try to sway you.
And that is
It'll be
why.
okay.
I mean, and I think that's why some men can be unattractive to me,
What you mean?
because of that whole.
Just the whole side relationship situation.
It becomes unattractive,
It's-
So because they want you to be the side?
or they want to have somebody on the side.
Or you find
Either
out
or.
that that person got someone on the side and then they
Right.
become ugly to you. I know.
Right.
They ugly.
They're no
They just
longer
ugly.
attractive to me. That's just not, you're not attractive to me anymore. So it's like,
Is it because of the potential threat of?
It's the exclusivity, the exclusiveness.
it doesn't make you attractive anymore because to me it doesn't
For everybody
Oh,
type stuff.
take
Like
that, you know? Yeah. it's like-
Yeah. So side pieces are a thing of the past. Is what I'm
No,
hearing?
no, relationship assistance, I mean, if that's what
Relationship
they-
assistance.
if that's what you wanna do, you do that. I'm
Right.
saying for me, it doesn't, I've never seen a situation where it doesn't get out later or something doesn't work out. It
Never
just,
works.
it never works.
Unless you get in and out.
Get in and out.
It's like boom, boom.
Hit it and
boom,
quit
boom,
it.
boom.
You never
Hit it and
do
quit it.
That's the other thing.
Hit it and quit it.
But see, that's the
Never
problem. It
do
gets so good, they keep going.
Exactly. You can never.
Then you get raggedy and you mess up. It never works.
Ah.
Then you get raggedy.
And wow. I don't know, guys. We went down a little trough there. I don't know what she said. So
She uses that word. I love it when she uses that word trough.
We just went on down there. We just. What you think, Tanya?
I
And your
think what
love.
Shelley is saying is right. I think relationships are an emotional platform. And unless somebody, so I have a cousin and he met his wife, he's now in a situation like that. But I think they were both ready for divorces and they were trying to figure things out in bed again and they're like soulmates. So never for me is a strong word, because that means never. That means there's not one incident that can work. But I think the likelihood of it not working is pretty high.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the likelihood of it working is, because there's, even when you go back and I'm saying this for you from a biblical sense, none of this is new. This was all biblical, and back then they was, somebody took somebody else's, and it worked, because sometimes people don't marry who they're supposed to marry.
Tony Allen says it depends on how good it is.
But listen, back then, they wasn't under grace and mercy.
No, but I'm saying
They
it's
were in a
it was worse
Right.
then. It was worse
a different
then.
time.
But I'm saying, thank God we have grace and mercy. That doesn't take away that the situation is
The
still-
act happened.
The act happened.
You might be right, but I have a different opinion. I still think even when a relationship is built off of something like that, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Dante.
It ain't gonna work.
I don't think it's sustainable.
It's not
That's what I'm saying. It's not
But
gonna work.
does it doesn't even satisfy the purpose, you know what I
Doesn't
mean?
work.
I think of like if Tanya, let's say if had their situation been they got in, got out, took a couple encounters,
you can only do a
and
couple of
just
times.
move forward.
I'm telling you, just a couple times to get on out. That's it. Don't let them know where you live. Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
No friends on Facebook. Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yep. Cut it loose.
CYA.
I don't even know if you should give me your real name. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yikesradio.com. That's all.
Close your mouth, Tanya.
Wait a minute. If they
Yes,
found out on social media, who was they friend in the beginning? How did he know her from social
Sometimes
media?
they just scroll through and like a picture and get in your box.
Somebody will find
they
their
started
way.
liking each other's photos. You know what I mean? Just
And going to
random.
each other's box.
It was just a random encounter, and then they, started talking and going to each other.
He might have just searched one day Sheila Jones. And be like,
It's just
oh,
like,
Sheila look cute. Inbox.
Stranger
But the
things.
sad thing about this is that the death, you know what I mean? But that happened. Those, affairs like that.
I'm
It's
parched.
intense. You're a little parched.
A little parched on this conversation.
It is. It's intense, guys. But I know sometimes we like
Yikes.
to. Yikes, right though. Right?
Yikes. Yikes.
So
Never works.
another, what they call it, Sunny Valentine or whatever. Anyway, but that was a little Valentine love story for you guys.
That was a love story.
That was a Valentine love story
Massacre.
gone wrong.
Yeah, that went
It was a
wrong.
Saint Valentine massacre. It wasn't necessarily the Chicago mobsters, but he was gunned down. He just, and then look at his wife. We didn't even talk about his wife. You see what I'm saying? So,
But
it
let's
is,
talk about that. His wife to find out that you did because you begging for another woman.
see
That you had me dressing up like.
that part, and she don't even.
You go
think
see the
he
woman
really-
like, we look alike.
This
I got
story
that same
sounds
dress.
so familiar.
I got that same dress. The same shoes. Y'all go to the funeral in the same dress.
I'm not dealing with you right
I'm
now.
just saying.
Hey, stranger
That's
things.
sad.
We'll see what happens.
But you know what? That stuff ain't no joke.
Same
Yeah.
story happened
Yeah.
with the lady and an attorney. They worked together. They had their separate spouses and they was getting together. Husband's emotions got the best of him and killed the man.
Killed the lover.
Did you love her?
Well, they both were married. So
Same
yeah,
kinda
the
comes to
husband,
that.
yep. That's why I
Her
said don't
husband.
never, somebody's emotions gets the best.
It's just emotion. So we should just outro to that, Dante. Hi, Daryl E. Lawson. How you guys doing? We had some great tune in tonight, guys. I know
Caller.
we've got a caller. Hey, you're on the air. Thank you. Hey, what's up, Big Flossie? How you doing? Shelly C want to tell you what we doing tonight, Flossie.
What's up? How you doing? I'm doing good. I missed you on the Power of the D.
Tell them what the Power of the D did tonight, Shelly.
Oh wow, it killed it.
No. But it happens to surface.
It
It's
seems to seep its way into the stories.
No, we had a tell them about that case, Shelly.
Which one? Which
right now, these people.
Okay, so
We got another call.
So Big Flossie. So it's two people that pretty much got together after meeting on social media, and they both are married to somebody else. So emotions got deep, and he went to the girl's husband, and said that he wants his wife, and the man killed him.
Hey, what you soul Paul? I'm sorry, Shelly. I'm sorry.
Yes. So what is your opinion on that? That's crazy, isn't it? Somebody's emotions gets crazy, you know?
That's so Paul. You remember the show, Paul? You doing good? All right, Flaws. Thank you so much for calling us. Let everybody know what's going on tomorrow night.
Love the music. Yeah. Where they
Well,
doing
good
that?
talking to you.
All right, Flossie. Thank you so much for
Right.
calling. I appreciate it.
Talk to you later.
Okay. all right, Flaws. Thank you. Bye-bye. You said we got another caller down there? Oh, okay.
I thought you said we had two.
I'm sorry, you said we had another caller. My bad. But we had a good time. You guys
Oh,
always
bad.
had a good time today?
Mm-hmm.
You did? You did? We had
Started
some
off a little
amazing-
patchy.
A little, but we did good.
We
though.
did good.
We did
I
good.
miss my girl Lori G though. When she chimes in, it would be always put a little spin on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then we know, you know, Chris is always going to give us our biblical.
Oh,
position, so
definitely.
we got to have that.
Definitely.
Position out. Yes.
Yes.
Tanya, we look for that. You see me and Shelly can get a little razzle dazzle down here. We get a little off kill. A little bit.
That's good though.
Yeah, we need that.
Variety.
Uh-oh. That sound is on. But guys, we're not going to be in the studio next week because we all are going to be in Long Beach, everybody, at the Long Beach Soul Yoga Festival with Pam Satnam Shanti Buckner. That is her name. I don't like this. Pam Satnam. What did I say? Satnam. It is. I don't like my co-hosts tonight. They're being wild and crazy. What, dog? Did I say something? No, you didn't say that. Okay, all right, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in here to the show. We will be back in the studio in 2 weeks. I appreciate it. The Poetry of Justice Show with Jackie Ray Phillips here on yanksradio.com and acceleratedradio.net. Good night.
No bound. What time is that festival, Jackie?
Okay.
What time is
Got
that
this
festival,
big
Jackie?
Okay, we gotta be there at 8 in the morning or 9. Okay, beautiful. Can you be there via satellite? We'll just put up your pictures everywhere. Shelly's going to the ATL, y'all. Hello, Charles. Thank you for tuning in tonight, guys. We had some fun. I had the ladies in the chat. Some of my homegirls in here, guys. We have some good times. Love these ladies. We
It's
go
8
back.
to what time?
Way back.
We go way back, way back. to the
Down
day.
in the back.
With the summer.
Top.
Time to show you good. You ready to let everybody know you had a good night?
I always have a good night with the chat. Yeah, you guys are every time. I don't know what to do. You start off a little patchy. I had some big shoes in here with Lord G. But you know what? It's fine. You did the damn thing. It's always a great thing.
You know, man, don't tell them what I like to do with y'all. Chris, Mrs. Fisher in the house. How are you?
Hard.
Looking all good in that hat and stuff.